This video contains loot from 50 simulacrums. I farmed 226 divines in 13 hours, putting the strategy at roughly 17.4 divines per hour. If that's all you came for, I'll see you next time. For everybody else,
stay a while and listen!
Hello everybody and welcome back to another PathOfExile 1 video. This time around I've been thrown into prison. Great prison that is. I am of course talking about the Simulacrum. For those of you that may not know, Simulacrum is an extension to the Delirium League mechanic. Killing delirious monsters in your maps is going to drop you some splinters. Combine 300 of these and you'll make yourself a Simulacrum. The Simulacrum is a gauntlet. Here you're going to face 15 waves of monsters, each harder and more rewarding than the next. The goal is to kill as many monsters as you can. This fills up the loot meter in the bottom left hand corner, which ends in a loot explosion at the end of every wave. The reward is a loot tile mechanism, which means there's no way for you to increase the loot, except to kill more monsters. The Simulacrum starts easy and becomes excruciatingly hard. You'll encounter monsters that move faster, hit harder, and have higher percentage damage reduction. Oh, and did I forget to mention the random modifiers that get applied to each wave? Yeah. You're going to need a strong build to finish all 15 waves, and an even stronger one if you want to do it in a reasonable amount of time without dying. The Simulacrum spits out stacked decks, scarabs, cluster jewels, uniques, and the ultimate chase, voices. This is a unique jewel exclusive to the Simulacrum mechanic. It's a high variance unique that could be worth 1 regret or 1 mirror, depending on how it rolls. We're going to be selling it unidentified to other players. As a wise old man once said, "He who gambles not enables vice of others. Profit breeds misery." Okay, I said that, it was me, shut up. Anyways, unidentified voices are currently going for around 2,300 chaos. That's almost 11 divs. Some other loot you can expect to get in this farm is level 84 cluster jewels, corrupted gems, a handful of dicks, and an assortment of scarabs. As an added bonus, I also highly recommend you to level gems in your empty sockets. The Simulacrum gives a large bonus to experience, making it the quickest way to level gems. Make your way to PoE Ninja, go to the economy section, look at the skill gems and see which ones are worth leveling up and corrupting to sell. If you don't do this, you'll be leaving behind a large sum of money on the table. Remember the 17.4 divines per hour I said at the start of the video? That number becomes more like 14 if you don't level gems. With that said, let's take a look at the stash tabs. I've set up a fresh currency tab, fragment tab, and jewel tab to track the rewards we get from Simulacrum. Also be collecting info on clear times and drop distributions for voices on a spreadsheet. This is the part where I normally go over Atlas passives, but cool thing about Simulacrum is that it is Atlas adjacent content. This means your Atlas tree and watchstones do not affect this mechanic. You can run the Simulacrum as soon as it becomes available on your Atlas, and you can keep running it without mapping as long as you're buying the Simulacrum from somebody else. I think that's everything I had to say, so cue the montage, and cut that creepy music out. And we are back. We just finished our 50th simulacrum. Let's have a look at the loot, guys. So this is the currency tab, right? You'll notice we have a lot of chaos orbs. This isn't from the simulacrum itself. It's actually from selling gems we leveled up along the way. So I'll have to do the math on that and see how much profit we made from selling level 21 and 20 quality gems. Okay, we got 4 raw divines, a ton of stacked decks, and a little bit of bubblegum elsewhere. So we got like chromatic orbs here, some GCPs, alterations, fracturing shards. This comes from vendoring the Harbinger uniques that drops from Simulacrum. Okay, and yeah, we'll probably price check all the ones here that are super easy to sell. And then we can look at the fragments tab. You'll notice that we have a ton of Atziri fragments. Most of these are useless. I'm not going to be putting them into the profit calculation. This is Uber Atziri fragments. Maybe I'll make a video, run them, or something like that. Okay, let's look at the real juicy stuff, which is going to be scarabs. So I have to Alt-Tab real quick and get a regex to copy and paste here. This is going to highlight all the valuable scarabs that are worth 4 chaos or higher, okay? We're probably missing some of them. For example, the Thorathan Scarab of Renown I know is worth like 20 chaos. This is also pretty expensive. So I'll have to run the regex, take these out, and then have a second look doing some manual price checks, make sure I don't miss anything. So you can see that Simulacrum gives you a decent amount of scarabs, nothing compared to the Voyage, but you're still going to make a little bit of money selling all of this stuff in the Grand Exchange. The only thing left for us to look at is the Simulacrum tab. So these are all the cluster jewels I found that were worth picking up, as well as the unique jewels. So we have Split Personality, we have a Megalomaniac, and we have Voices. I need to check how many voices we actually found. Looks like we found a total of 14, and Voices are currently priced at, we have to type in Voices, go to Miscellaneous, and then we go to Not Corrupted. Or not corrupted? No, sorry. Not identified. So over here, not identified. And we can see they're going for almost 2,500 chaos orbs right now. So lots of money to be made there, okay? Well, that is the showcase of the loot I got. I'm going to go organize all of this, put it into some neat screenshots I can share later, and then we're going to start liquidating. So see you guys in a bit. And we are back after liquidating. So we have a total revenue of 262 divines. Now, if you're wondering how I ended up getting a calculation of 17.4 divines per hour, well, we haven't calculated the cost of running the strategy. Now, thankfully, the cost isn't too difficult to calculate. We ran a total of 50 simulacrums. They're going for about 100 chaos each. And then we also spent GCPs in doing quality to our gems. So GCPs are about 1.2 chaos per one. So you're looking at around 24 chaos per gem that you level up. And we leveled up 99 gems to sell, okay? So doing some quick math, that puts us at a cost of 36 divines. So let's go ahead and remove 36 divines from our stack. Leaves us with 226 divine orbs. Now, I'm going to go to the alternate tab here and do 226 divided by 13, putting us at 17.4 divs per hour. Okay, so this is our profit that is left over after all of the liquidation. So all my tabs are gone now. We sold the scarabs. If you look at my merchant, so manage shop, you'll have a look at all of the different things we've sold along the way. So unfortunately for us, Voices only sold for 2,215 chaos. The price is a little bit volatile. It seems that when people buy these, they buy them in large amounts. So I didn't want to wait all night for some guy to come and buy a batch at a higher cost, so I undercut the people in the market and sold it for less, and someone came in and bought all of them immediately. Okay, if you want to wait a while, you could probably sell this for more. Maybe you could even sell it at a markup. So 2,500 is what the cost was right when I finished my 50th simulacrum. And by the time I organized everything and liquidated, it dropped down considerably. Okay, so price will fluctuate. Try and take advantage of that. Then we had some cluster jewels and split personalities. Split personalities, I recommend you to identify. The unidentified ones are 1 chaos each, not even worth selling. But if you identify it and you get a couple of good rolls like Strength Intelligence or what's this one over here? Strength Life. Okay, these are going to sell for maybe a dozen or 2 dozen chaos. Right, so keep an eye out for good split personality rolls. Accuracy and strength is also one that is worth stuff. Basically, any strength, int, life, accuracy stacker, they want to use your split personality. Then we had the Megalomaniac sell for 10 chaos each unidentified. So this went pretty quick. Once again, if you don't want to undercut the market, if you want to sell it as a bulk premium, you'll make a little bit more chaos in that process. Then, of course, we had our cluster jewels. Most of these were worthless. The most expensive one as of now is going to be the small cluster jewel, eye level 84, for increased mana reservation efficiency of skills. This was worth, I think, 4 divines when I started Simulacrum, but it dropped down in price a lot. Or maybe I'm just selling at a really low price because the demand is low at this time of the night. I don't really know. I just wanted to get this video out, so I sold some of these items at whatever price I thought was fair and would liquidate quickly. Right, aside from that, here are some of the gems I sold. So you can see here 2020 gems are not worth much, but if you hit that 2120, you're going to get a couple divines for your trouble. So Precision, Animate Guardian, I think Mark on Hit, Returning Projectiles, all of these were valid gems to sell for this period of the league, okay? This is very volatile, though. You want to make sure that if you sit down to run a couple simulacrums, that you run a set of gems and then you log out. So you want to do about 4 or 5 simulacrums at a time to level up a batch of gems. You don't want to buy these gems ahead of time because the demand could change and these gems could be deemed worthless. So for an example, at some point I was running the strat pinpoint support 2120 was worth like 8 divines or something. Okay, now I couldn't get it to hit, but in about 2 to 3 hours, that price tanked all the way to 3 divines. So I don't know what happened. People wanted pinpoint support. If you keep an eye out for market opportunities like that, you will make a lot more money with the gems. Also, like I said, you can buy GCPs, or you can use ones you have to add quality to gems. And another thing you can do is you could look on the marketplace here. So we go to the miscellaneous tab. Maybe I set gem quality to 18, and then I say not corrupted, and then we type in something like Animate Guardian. All right, you might be able to get something at a discount. So it looks like 18 quality is too high. So 15 is also too high, maybe like 10 quality here. If you want to jump around people's hideouts, buy gems with quality on it, and then GCP it, you might save some money doing that as well. But of course, it's going to add to your overall time that you farmed this strategy. So before I go off on a rant, guys, I think that is it for this video. Once again, here's a look at how much money we made, 226 divs. I guess here's the 2016 that I have for the cost. If I take all of this and I put it into my actual currency tab, we have a nice 317 divs to go do something with. I just wanted to say thank you guys for watching. This video has been so much fun to make. I hope you find it useful, and if you did, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you have some tips on maybe how I should have done this better, I am always open to constructive feedback. But thank you again for watching. See you next time. Bye.
of me, whether you like it or not.